Welcome to Coding in Swift. In this course, we'll learn all the basics of code that we can later apply to app development. So let's jump right in and get started with the playground. And then I'm just going to click Next here. So full screen, and I'll get rid of this for now. So in this video, we're going to talk about comments, printing out to console, data types, and finally, variables. And also constants. So let's start with comments. As you can see, what I've done here is use two forward slashes and wrote a piece of text. Basically, what a comment does is it actually does nothing. It gets ignored by the computer. So a programmer can write notes like I did here. We can also make comments that span across multiple lines. So let's say if I didn't want to comment out each line here, I can simply put forward slash star and then the opposite at the end of it, star forward slash, and it makes that set of lines commented. So this allows comments to be spanned across multiple lines. Now let's try printing out to console. In Swift, it's simply the keyword print followed by a set of parentheses and then whatever you want to print inside here. So I'm going to say hello world. And let's go ahead and run this. So I'm just going to click the run button here. Hello world. Simple. Every data has a type. Like hello world, for example, here is a string. So it's basically a string of characters. A string. And that's wrapped in double quotes, and it's anything at all, like hello world, or it's a set of characters, so it can be random letters. And then there's numbers. For example, an integer. This is a whole number that has both sides. So like 4 or 5 or even -2. And then there's floats, which is basically the same thing as integers, except you have decimal values now. So like 4.2 or 5.3, stuff like that. Not floats, float. And then there's double, which is basically the same thing as a float, except it lets you store larger numbers. Another type of data is called a Boolean. This is simply a binary case, or like a true-false case. True or false. We'll get more into Booleans later in the course. For now, let's work with strings and numbers. A variable is like a placeholder for this. So I can make a variable like this. So variable, using the keyword var, var, the name of the variable. So I'm going to say placeholder, and I'm going to assign it using a single equal sign here. And then whatever value, like 5. So let's print this out to see. So I'm going to run this. See the 5 here. We can change the value of a variable by simply using the same thing here, except without the var keyword, because the var is used to declare a new variable. So I can say placeholder equals 6. And now if we print it, we should get 6. There you go. And this is what makes a constant different. Simply, a constant is like a variable, except you can't change its value. So let's check it. Let's try an example with this. With the constant, we use the keyword let. So let constant holder equal 7. And if I try to change the value of this, so constant holder equals 8, I get an error saying I can't do that because it's a constant, the value of it can't be changed. And then so let's just print this out here. let's try a variable with a string. So I do var, let's say username, var username equals, and then I have to wrap this in double quotes, so Bill, and then I'm going to print this out. Print username. Perfect. Just going to run this, and you can see Bill. In the next video, we'll practice more how to use these variables, and especially numbers.